Today we'll discuss about PPAP. First, what is a PPAP? Um, PPAP in short of Production Part Approval Process. Actually, the purpose of the PPAP is try to reduce risks, of the quality and of the product and the service release. Actually, originally it is introduced by some giant automotive manufacturer like Ford, Chrysler, and GM. And right now, PPAP have now spread to many different industrials beyond automotive. So that can give manufacturer a lot of work to do. And actually, PPAP document or PPAP package actually is a great tool to reduce the risks um, and reduce some quality problem. But factory need to do tremendous work for that. So it is understandable that it's for giant like Ford, Chrysler, and GM to use that, but right now, some small customers or even the big customers, but with hundreds or even thousands order, so also require the PPAPs that will produce a lot of work and abundant for the factories. We will discuss later for this issue. And the purpose of the PPAP. Um, PAP provide evidence that all customer engineering, design, record, and specification requirements are properly understood by the organizations. This is very important. Okay, and to demonstrate that the manufacturing process has a potential to produce products that consistently meets all requirements during the actual production run at the quoted production rate. Okay, actually, in one company, for example, in our LCD function, we have two factories. So if we move from one factory to another factory, so we need a PPAP again. So that doesn't mean that you produce in one company but different line. You can use one PPAP package. You have to submit different packages. That is because uh, it is impossible for the two production line process identical. Okay, PPAP manages change and ensured production conformance. Actually, it is lucky for us that we have a two LCD production line, and both lines have TS 16949 certification. That means that they totally meet the automotive requirement. So both of our lines, LCD lines, can provide PPAP document. Yeah. But in our factory, although we also produce touch panels and backlight and liquid crystal materials, but that part don't have TS 16949, so certification. That will be pretty difficult for them to provide a PPAP document. So, but anyway, so we can use other ways to see, we can meet some of the requirements, PPAP requirement from our customers. And when a PPAP required, for example, new design, new part, or design changes, and tooling transfer, replacement, and from one factory to another, and the correction of some errors. Okay, and then tooling inactive more than 1 year, and change to optional construction or material. Change any material or construction or production process, we need to resubmit a PPAP document. And uh, supplier or material source change, change in part processing, parts produced at a new and additional location. So um, actually, in general, actually, the PPAP actually it is some company that is not fully trust the production line. So in that case, uh, in order for the vendor or in order to 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 the customer to understand each other and mainly for the customer to understand that all the requirements have been taken, so they need PPIP documents. Okay, and there is some benefit, for PPIP submission. Of course, the customers will be benefited, and but for the manufacturer, if it is a big order, it is also benefit. So because after PPAP process, the customer can uh, pretty much trust the factories can understand the design and carry out the qualified materials and the production process to meet the requirements. But if the order are too small, hundreds of pieces of thousand pieces, so that will take a lot of work for that. So that is, you know, just a one-way benefit. Okay, and so I will not talk about this too much. Yeah. So what is the official uh, PP document is needed? So you can see there are 18 official documents are required. Okay. So for example, the design records, authorized engineering change document, uh, customer engineering approval if required, and the design failure modes and effects analysis is called DFMEA applied in special situations, and the process flow diagrams uh, and also process failure modes and effects analysis. It is a PFMEA, the design and process both covered, and the control plan and measurement system analysis, dimension results, and a record of material and performance test results, initial process studies, qualified lab document, and appearance approval report, sample production parts, master sample, checking aids, customer specific requirement, part submission warrant. You can see that's a lot of document, and also most of the customer required it in English. So, and the different parts have a different, for example, control plan and the testing plan for that. So that can be a lot of work for our customers. So um, sometimes so if the customer needs all these documents, so we have charged the customer uh, some engineering time for that, and because that is indeed a lot of work, actually need a lot of department in factory to work together to generate the official PPAP requirement. But there are some other ways, a different level of PPAP. So some of the um, documents are not needed. So in that case, we can reduce the engineering charge time and or totally waived for the charge. Let me talk more about it. So it's luckily there we have level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, level 1 is a production warrant and appearance approval report submitted we use this company presentation. Thanks for this company. Okay, it's a very good document. And for level one, it's very simple. We just need to write the warrant and sometimes appearance approval. So that will be okay. So this normally we will not charge for that. Okay, and level two, production warrant. Okay, production samples and the dimension result submitted to the customer. Okay, so that's an extra document needed. So of course we can provide level two without charge. Okay, so we should do that and do the service for the customer. Level three will be higher. The production warrant, product samples, and complete supporting data submitted to the customer. So that's a lot of work. So I will explain more for that. And level four, production warrant and other requirements as defined by the customer. So that will depends what the document will be needed by the customer. So we will decide if we will charge the customer engineering time or not. But the level three definitely needed. Okay. Level five, a production warrant, uh, product samples, and complete supporting data review will be conducted at the supplier's manufacturing location. So this is very strict. So normally the customer will send a team, normally quality team, to our factory to check all the complete supporting data. So it may take at least 2 or 3 days to accomplish for that, for sure. So in that case, we need to charge some engineering time on it. Okay, and so this table give some more details for what document should be needed. So actually, as we said, it's 18 documents, and it is have actual document records of appliance with a customer specific requirement. Okay, so that is actual. Okay, and we can see S means need submit, or the supply should retain a proper location and made readily available. That means that we may not submit. Okay, for a star, so the supplier should retain at the proper location and submit NCR upon request. Okay, the customer will identify what is needed for submission. Okay, so in that case, we can see that for level one, uh, for submit, we just need to submit a dimension result and the part submission warrant. So we always provide that, and appearance approval report. So we may not report this, or even the customer asks us to report for that. So that will fine to us. So that will be free. Level one. Level two, we can see there is an engineering change document, if any. So we should supply to the customer, and the customer engineering approval if required. Of course, we require the customer engineer approval, and also dimension result and material performance test results. Of course, we need to provide to the customer upon request. This is a mandatory data to the customer, and also as a PSW, that's a warrant, so that's for sure. And appearance, okay, and a sample product we always submit to the customer. So level two basically is also mandatory information to the customer. So we should not charge the customer. But the level three, you can see we will submit a lot of information here. You can see process flow diagrams, process uh, um, process FMEA, and also uh, measurement system analysis studies, and the qualified laboratory documentation and the control plan. That is a lot of work, and PSW and also the sample. So in that case, if the customer require level 3, so normally we will include the engineering time in the tooling charge. If the customer require the PPAP level 3 after the sample submitted, which we didn't include it in the original quotation, we should uh, propose engineering charge to the customer, and most of the customer will understand that. So because that's a lot of engineering work for that. So level 4, uh, actually, there are a lot of things not decided yet. So that all depends on um, what the what material or documentation the customer need. So if it is close to level 1 and level 2, we shouldn't charge the customer. But if it is close to level 3, so the proper charge should be applied. Level 5, definitely yes. So there are also a lot of document, many documents for the details. How to prepare all these documents in the page below, and this presentation is very good. So if you have time, I highly encourage you to read through or at least understand how to fill out the document. So in that case, we can serve uh, the customer better. Okay, that's for the brief training for PPAP.